Well, Shailene and Felicity, this is a pleasure to speak with the two of you. I've never chatted with either of you before. I'm a huge fan. Congratulations on this movie. I thought it was so beautiful. Romance movies and books are my favorite genre of all time. And the two of you have been in some of my favorites, The Spectacular Now. I love that movie so much, like crazy, Divergent, Theory of Everything. So the two of you have been in your fair share of movies with romance. And I'm honestly just curious what the two of you like to watch on a date night or like a romance comfort movie on your own. Felicity, I'll begin with you.
Yeah, it's not really a great date night movie, but I watched Fatal Attraction again recently.
Such a great film. It's a
Which is,
great romance in a way.
yeah, it's maybe the opposite of a good date movie. Sort of how you don't want things to turn out.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a good fun one to watch. And then we talked about this before, and actually this was a reference for Augustine was for Last Letter was Dirty Dancing. Obviously such a classic, a wonderful classic. Yeah, it's been interesting in the pandemic just coming back to watching some of those movies. We actually the
Yeah.
other week watched Romeo and Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann one,
I
which
love that
still
movie
holds
so
up.
much.
It's
I thought about
so
that movie the other day. It's
fantastic.
one of my faves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shailene, what about you?
I mean, all of the classics when we're, late at night when you want to watch something, but you don't necessarily want to think very hard. I tend to rewatch the same ones: Pretty Woman, Notting Hill, Dirty
I
Dancing,
know.
Annie Hall. But recently we watched this movie, it was so funny, from Netflix called Eurovision. That was
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Adams. And
So
I have to
funny.
It's
say,
funny, isn't it?
I was so entertained. I did not want it to end.
And the music is fantastic.
It's so good.
It's so
I
fun.
love
I
I love
love
those
it.
picks. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
those are great picks. I love the connection between, the two of your characters, Jennifer and Ellie. And though you guys don't have any scenes together because it's set in two different time periods, I'm wondering when you watch the film back, do you guys then text each other and then like compliment each other on each performances? How does that work? Felicity, I want to begin with you.
Well, we haven't done that yet,
Okay.
but but maybe we should start doing it. Just a little booster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as like a
You were
little
so good.
yeah, 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 complimenting each other. Shailene, have you
Yeah.
seen the movie in full yet?
I have. Yeah, I've seen a few different renditions of it. I'm not sure that I've actually seen the final edit that's going to be released on Netflix. I think I've seen the one right before that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all of it together with the color and the sound, the proper sound mix, and then the score.
And then you guys can text each other about it afterward.
Color was being
Yeah,
smashed it out of the park.
exactly. I love the art of letter writing. I feel like it's a lost art, and it's something that I actually just recently hand wrote a card to my mom, some of my girlfriends, just like after my birthday a few weeks ago. And I'm curious if the two of you handwrite letters, and when's the last time you may have handwritten a letter to someone? Felicity, I'll begin with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so nostalgic. I love writing letters and receiving them, and it's so special when you do it. I mean, because it takes more time and more effort, it's so special when you do. And I feel like you're so much more vulnerable when you write things down. You're truthful. You think about what you're saying. You think about the construction of the sentences. I think it's a lovely, lovely thing to do, and much more pleasurable. An email really is for just the transference of information, nothing more. Whereas there's a real beauty to letter writing. So yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, Shailene, what about you? Have
I'm
you
a huge
all the
fan.
time?
Honestly, yeah, I write lots of letters multiple times a week.
Wow.
Whether they're small little like love notes
Yeah.
to various people, or they're long, lengthy letters. I just think that there's something, yeah, what Felicity was saying, there's nothing that can replace a handwritten note, to know that someone took the time out of their day to write to you. And then also the art of actually crafting a letter, you have to sit there and really think about what you want to say and what you want to emote, and what message you want to get across, because it is such a direct and punctual like experience that you're having with yourself when you write a letter.
100%. I even enjoy picking out the stamps and addressing the envelopes to my friends and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the whole presentation. Yes, the whole presentation. Well, Shailene and Felicity, this has been a pleasure. Love the film so much. It was a pleasure talking to the two of you, and enjoy the rest of your press day. I know you guys have been doing tons of press for the film. So thank you for the opportunity today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely.
Bye. And Jojo, congratulations on this film. I was crying at the end of it. My husband's like, what's going on? Yes, I loved it. Jojo, you've had the opportunity to literally see some of your stories come alive on screen by some of my favorite actors of all time. I love Felicity Jones. I love Emilia Clarke, of course, Me Before You, Sam Claflin. What is it like as an author just to sit back and watch the finished product in full and see your story? What was it like, the feeling watching this film?
Well, it's magic. I mean, I've been lucky enough that I worked with two directors who I really admired and who had a vision which I felt totally fitted with the book, and who are also quite collaborative. But there is just nothing like watching people who have only existed in your head suddenly walk down a street towards you. It is bizarre. And I think the thing that I love about Last Letter is that Augustine has created a world which is kind of even more beautiful and lush and musical and gorgeous than the one I had in my head. So
Aww.
Yeah, I feel pretty lucky.
Oh, I love that. Augustine, what do you hear thinking of those compliments?
I'm just grateful. It's such a huge undertaking to do something like this with Jojo's work and with the fans and with people who are in love with these characters, and it's a big responsibility to make sure that you're doing justice to all that. And so I'm really glad. Grateful it turned out.
There's so many beautiful sequences in the movie. I mean, some of my favorite scenes are between Callum and Shailene's characters. Like, it's just, they're so romantic and beautiful. I'm honestly just curious, Augustine, if there was an intimacy coordinator on set and what the conversations were for more of those romantic scenes. Can you talk about that?
Sure. I thought there might be, and I proposed it to Shailene and Callum, and they were both like, nah, let's just talk, you and I, we trust you. Anything we feel we need, we can have a conversation with you. And so I felt like really that I was in good hands just having them and I communicate.
Yeah, that's awesome, because a lot of the times I know they use intimacy coordinators, and a lot of the times it's just the director and the actor. So thank you for speaking on that. Jojo, I was curious for you, was there a particular scene that you were kind of bummed that didn't make it in the film from the book I was curious if there was anything that you were like, if there was something, or Augustine, if there was something that was filmed that maybe didn't end up, that maybe ended up on the cutting room floor that we were hoping to make it in?
I can't think of anything, actually. I mean, it's a big book, so I know we lost a lot, but Augustine has pulled off a kind of feat she's kept so close to the spirit of the book. And I mean, honestly, this plot is so complicated. I had no idea how they were going to translate it into film, because I don't know how I did it in the book, let alone how you do it in a script. So for me, the fact that they pulled that off at all and made it easy to follow, beautiful, kind of intriguing. There's a bit of a mystery in there at the start. Yeah. I don't feel like anybody who knows the book will feel like there's much missing. I can't think of it. Yeah.
I thought the two time frames were put out beautifully. Augustine, I'm a huge Euphoria fan. I know you directed the pilot episode. I have my Euphoria books collection back here. I was honestly just curious on if you could talk about some memories of filming the pilot, because I mean, that show just blew up and is considered, one of the best shows of all time, and you directed the pilot episode. So it's amazing how they even had a female filmmaker do the pilot episode, but just speak about your memories on working on it.
Yeah. Gosh, it was amazing in so many ways. And getting to work with Zendaya and all of these new actors who, some had worked before, some had never been in front of a camera. I think that was probably the most rewarding aspect of it, just, getting to know all these people. But yeah, it was a wild experience. It wasn't easy. It was like challenging in a lot of ways, and emotionally, you're dealing with heavy subject matter. So, but yeah, it was great.
That pilot is wild. Well, Augustine and Jojo, this was a pleasure speaking with the two of you today. I can't wait for fans to see this movie. I've already watched it twice. I thought it was so beautiful. Thank you for your time today and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.